Welcome. My name is Mr. Chavez, and I will be your student's English teacher and also your student's world history teacher. I have been teaching for 5 years, and this will be my second year at Wardlaw Hartridge. When I'm not teaching, some things I enjoy doing are writing and studying languages. Before I begin, here is my contact information. You can see my email address and also my extension here at school. If you email me, I will be certain to email you within 24 hours of the receipt of that. If you wish to contact me more immediately, if something is more pressing, my extension is on the screen there. Feel free to call the school and use that extension. If I don't answer, you can leave a voice message and I will be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. English this year is really exciting because it marks a transition from the way that English may have been studied by students in the past. English 6 is all about the study of literature and writing. We will use short stories, novels, and pieces of nonfiction to grow our reading, analytical, and writing skills. Students will have the opportunity to demonstrate knowledge and mastery of concepts in a variety of modes. Emphasis will be paid to, of course, writing, but also on the creative expression of thought. For example, while reading the novel The First Rule of Punk by Celia Perez, the culminating project will be a zine, such as the one you see here. Zines were originally created in the 80s and 90s, which stands for, it's a shortened way to say magazine, and it allowed for people to publish their thoughts about things that they cared about. So you can see here that the student did it about art. Also, students will have the opportunity to combine their written and creative processes in projects such as this, which is a one-pager, which allows students to present their writing in a visually appealing way that complements their thoughts. The rubric for English will be as follows. Essays and tests will be worth 30% of students' grades. Projects will also be worth 30% of students' grade, while homework and classwork will encompass 20% of students' grade, respectively. It is important in English that students come prepared, having done whatever assigned reading was given the night prior. Homework in English will be almost entirely reading homework. When students are not doing reading, then they will be working on short or long-term projects. Because classwork will be predicated on the assumption that students have done the reading, it will be vital for student success in this course that they are keeping up with reading, especially when we are studying novels, which will grow in terms of intensity as the year goes on. So make sure that students are staying on top of their reading assignments. If they do that, they will be certain to be successful in this course. World history will be similar to English in that we will be doing a lot of writing and doing a lot of creative work. The study of world history begins with the study of geography and also the study of world societies and cultures in the present day. Following an introduction to the course in those two units, we begin work with the study of ancient civilizations in Asia, in South Asia, and also in the South America pre-Columbian era. In world history, the rubric will be a little bit different than in English. Tests and quizzes will be worth 40% of students' grades, while projects and essays will also be worth 40%, and homework and classwork will be worth 10%. Because of the emphasis on tests and quizzes, projects and essays, it is important that students keep up with the notes that they take in class. We have already begun working on mastering Cornell notes, which students will continue using in the 7th and 8th grade and hopefully beyond in high school and into college. If students miss class, they should be sure to get the notes, whether that's from me or from another classmate, because that material will all be assessed either through the usage of tests and quizzes or through the administration of projects or essays. Some of my favorite things that we do in world history are design maps of imaginary countries, and of course, write speeches and research papers at the end of the year. Some example research paper topics from last year were the importance of the preservation of UNESCO World Heritage Sites such as Thomas Jefferson's Monticello and the Great Wall of China. In both English and world history, the late work policy is as follows. Although there has been a grace period for late work so far this year, meaning that students have had the opportunity to submit all assignments for full credit, beginning October 1st, 2020, all late work will receive a 25% reduction in score. So it's vital that students get their work in on time, especially when it comes to those larger projects and essays, so that they can be certain to maximize their grade in both courses. Here are some ways to support your child at home in order to be successful in both English and world history. Firstly, you want to maintain regular reading time. So you want to schedule time where students are expected to be doing either their assigned English or history reading homework. If they're finished with that, then you want to use that time for students to do independent reading. Following that reading time, you want to make sure to conference with your child about what they read. Talking through some of the ideas and themes that they've been exposed to will help students to internalize that and to bring those conversations into class. In general, you want to cultivate a love of reading. So one thing you want to avoid doing is using reading as a punishment. Students will learn to, if they have not already, love reading through the assignment of the novels that we read this year. There's something for everybody, and they are appealing to a variety of readers for a variety of reasons. So in order to bolster that growth in the love of reading, you want to make sure that the messaging is that reading is something that we do for fun, to gain information, and that we should derive satisfaction from. And it's not something that we do when we're in trouble or when we're grounded. And finally, especially when it comes to world history, you want to coach students on studying and note-taking. While we will, of course, talk about both of those skills in world history, especially, there is a lot of growth that students need to do from elementary to middle school in both of these areas. There are two skills that are relatively new to students. However, as we all know, they are vital to any student's success in an academic setting. And for that reason, we want to make sure that we're bolstering those skills at both school and at home. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to email me at my provided email or give me a call, again, if it's a more pressing matter. I'm really eager to begin this school year. We've already had a lot of success. In world history, we've already begun diving into the curriculum, and in English, we've already had some wonderful discussions about the short story, The White Umbrella by Geese Jen. Students will be working on their first culminating writing piece this week, and students in world history will have their first geography quiz on Friday. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the growth that students make this year, and I'm really looking forward to growing their love of world history and their love of English in the year 2020. It's nice to meet you all, and I look forward to being in contact.